Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping right into a really exciting game from just the other day, April 21st, 2025.
That's right, the Atlanta Braves hosting the St. Louis Cardinals.
Exactly, a classic rivalry. And we're going to break down, the key moments, the swings, what made this game tick, all without you needing to have watched the full 3 hours.
Yeah, it was definitely one worth talking about. A real back and forth down at Truist Park ended pretty dramatically.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Early on, it looked like the Cardinals were maybe going to run away with it.
Yeah, they definitely came out sharp. They grabbed the lead in the second inning.
What was working for them?
Well, their offense just seemed locked in early. Reports show they had really good plate discipline.
Meaning being selective, not chasing bad pitches.
Exactly. They were making the Braves starter work hard, running up that pitch count, and, they capitalized when they got runners on.
So it wasn't just one big inning, they sort of chipped away.
Right. They scored again in the fourth, then added more in the sixth. So by the time the seventh inning ended, they were up 6-2. Seemed like they were pretty much in control.
Yeah, 4-run lead heading into the late innings. That usually feels pretty safe in baseball.
Usually, yeah. But things can change fast.
And they certainly did here, the bottom of the eighth inning. That's where it all flipped, right?
Oh, completely. The momentum just swung like 180 degrees.
What kicked it off?
It started with, well, just some good hitting. The Braves strung together a few well-placed hits.
Not necessarily booming home runs, just finding holes.
Right. And they were aggressive on the bases, too, putting pressure on the Cardinals' defense, making things happen.
And then the big one, the hit everyone was talking about, Sean Murphy.
Yeah, that was the pivotal moment. Bases loaded situation, I think. Or runners in scoring position, anyway.
And he delivered.
He really did. Smoked a double into the left center gap, cleared the bases, drove in 3 runs.
Wow, so that tied it up just like that, 6-6.
It tied the game, yeah. And the place just erupted. You could feel the energy shift right there. The crowd went wild.
I bet. And the Braves weren't done.
No, they kept the pressure on, managed to push across a couple more runs after that, took their first lead of the entire game right there in the bottom of the 8th.
Incredible turnaround.
Yeah.
From 6-2 down to taking the lead late.
Just shows you never count a team out.
But okay, the Cardinals, they're a good team too. They didn't just roll over in the ninth, did they?
No, absolutely not. They tried to mount their own comeback in the top of the 9th.
Okay, so some drama right to the end.
Definitely. They got runners on base, put the tying run, maybe even the go-ahead run on base. The pressure was right back on the Braves.
So how did Atlanta shut the door? Who came in?
A.J. Minter, their closer, he came in under, intense pressure.
And he managed it.
Yeah, he showed a lot of composure, made the pitches he needed to make, and struck out the final batter to end it.
Who? So 7-6 final.
That was it. A hard-fought win for the Braves.
So looking beyond just this one game, what's the significance here for the Braves, this win streak?
Right, this was their 4th straight win, so it signals they're, finding a good rhythm early in the season, building some confidence.
And for the Cardinals, must be a tough one to swallow.
Oh, for sure. Leading for almost the entire game, having a 4-run lead late, and then losing it. That's a rough loss.
Serves as a reminder, maybe, about playing all 9 innings.
Absolutely. Sustained focus, execution right to the final out. It's crucial. This game really highlighted that.
And this rivalry just keeps delivering, huh? They were playing again right away.
Yeah, this was just the first game of the series. They had games scheduled for the 22nd and 23rd, too.
And both these teams have playoff aspirations, right? So these head-to-head games matter.
Definitely. Both are expected to contend in their divisions. So yeah, these games, even early in the season, they could have implications down the road for seeding and stuff.
It just seems like whenever the Braves and Cardinals play, we get these kinds of memorable, exciting games.
There's definitely a history there, and it often leads to some great baseball.
So wrapping this up, I guess the big takeaway is just, wow, that comeback.
Yeah, the Braves' resilience, turning that game around so late. It really shows how quickly things can shift in baseball.
But unpredictability is part of the fun, I suppose.
It is. And how important it is to just keep playing, keep battling until it's truly over.
It makes you think, how often does momentum shift like that in anything, not just sports?
That's a great point.
And how hard it is sometimes to maintain focus or regain control when things start slipping away. Something for our listeners to maybe ponder, perhaps thinking about a time they saw or even felt a dramatic shift like that themselves.
Absolutely. A fascinating game and a lot to think about.
Indeed. Thanks for breaking it down.